Welcome to the Books Bible Study. We are continuing in the book of Leviticus. We are on Leviticus Chapter 18, verse 1. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 2, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, I am the Lord your God. Verse 3, According to the doings of the land of Egypt where you dwelt, you shall not do, and according to the doings of the land of Canaan where I am bringing you, you shall not do, nor shall you walk in their ordinances. So God is continuing to set up his government and prepare the children of Israel to live in the promised land. And he is addressing every area to ensure that they remain a holy nation, right? Set apart from everybody else. Verse 4 says, You shall observe my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk in them. I am the Lord your God. Verse 5, You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man does, he shall live by them. I am the Lord. Verse 6, None of you shall approach anyone who is near of kin to him to uncover his nakedness. I am the Lord. So to uncover someone's nakedness refers to illegal sexual relations, things that God does not permit. Okay. Verse 7, The nakedness of your father or the nakedness of your mother you shall not uncover. She is your mother, you shall not uncover her nakedness. Verse 8, The nakedness of your father's wife you shall not uncover. It is your father's nakedness. Verse 9, The nakedness of your sister, the daughter of your father, or the daughter of your mother, whether born at home or elsewhere, their nakedness you shall not uncover. Verse 10, The nakedness of your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter, their nakedness you shall not uncover, for theirs is your own nakedness. Verse 11, The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter, begotten by your father, she is your sister. You shall not uncover her nakedness. Verse 12, You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister. She is near kin to your father. Verse 13, You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, for she is near of kin to your mother. Verse 14, You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother. You shall not approach his wife. She is your aunt. Verse 15, You shall not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. You shall not uncover her nakedness. Verse 16, You shall not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. It is your brother's nakedness. Verse 17, You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, nor shall you take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. They are near of kin to her. It is wickedness. Verse 18, Nor shall you take a woman as a rival to her sister to uncover her nakedness while the other is alive. So now we see God actually saying not to uncover the nakedness of the sister of your wife, which Jacob clearly did, even though he was tricked into doing. So God is now speaking about how close you cannot be physically with those that you are related to. So it seemed like it was permitted when they were marrying cousins and things like that. But I do not believe that God was pleased with that. And just because the Bible describes a particular action does not mean that it is approved by God, because we see here God laying the law between these things, and it is actually going against what happened in the previous books of the Bible. Verse 19 says, Also you shall not approach a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is in her customary impurity. Another illegal sexual act, and this is referring to having sexual intercourse while a woman is menstruating. Okay, verse 20. Moreover, you shall not lie carnally with your neighbor's wife to defile yourself with her. Verse 21. And you shall not let any of your descendants pass through the fire to Moloch, nor shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. So lying carnally with your neighbor's wife to defile yourself with her, that is talking about committing adultery. Verse 21 is talking about allowing your descendants to pass through the fire. That means this was their way of child sacrifice, and that's the way that they worship that particular God, right? He's completely against that, number one, because it's worshiping another God. Number two, because it's killing a child, right? Verse 22, You shall not lie with the male as with the woman. It is an abomination. Verse 23, Nor shall you mate with any animal to defile yourself with it, nor shall any woman stand before an animal to mate with it. It is perversion. Verse 24. Do not defile yourselves with any of these things, for by all these the nations are defiled, which I am casting out before you. Right? So God is laying down the law concerning sexual acts, sexual sins that are not allowed. Again, even if we saw them described in previous books. Verse 25 says, for the land is defiled, therefore I visit the punishment of its iniquity upon it, and the land vomits out its inhabitants. So this I'm seeing is the cause, or could be the cause, for when you see mass exodus like that, when you see someone completely take over another land, that it could be because they have defiled that land, right? Verse 26 says, you shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, either any of your own nation or any stranger who dwells among you. Verse 27, for all these abominations the men of the land have done, who were before you, and thus the land is defiled. So what you might think is impossible or unheard of, or something you couldn't even imagine happening, this was being done in that land already, right? And that's why God is telling them not to do this thing, right? And this is also why God did not want them to mix with the Canaanites, right? Or bring the Egyptian ways with them, okay? Verse 28 says, lest the land vomit you out also when you defile it, as it vomited out the nations that were before you, right? So the same way that God is going to give them this promised land, right, causing those who are in it to be removed, the same would happen to the Israelites if they defiled the land as well. And we will see that actually taking place throughout the Bible, right? Because it doesn't just happen one time. Verse 29 says, for whoever commits any of these abominations, the persons who commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Verse 30, therefore you shall keep my ordinance, so that you do not commit any of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that you do not defile yourselves by them. I am the Lord your God. So if we belong to the Lord, we should not be defiling ourselves with the customs and rituals of wherever we are, right? Or wherever we come from. Okay, so this chapter disclosed and forbade unlawful marriages and fleshly lust, illicit sexual acts that God is not pleased with. So in this chapter, there are 17 commandments, right? Do not engage in sexual relations with your mother, including your stepmother. Do not engage in sexual relations with your father's wife. Do not engage in sexual relations with your sister, whether it's your full sister or half sister. Do not engage in sexual relations with your granddaughter, with your stepdaughter, with your aunt, whether it's your father's or your mother's sisters, your uncle's wife, your daughter-in-law, your brother's wife, with the woman and her daughter, with the woman and her granddaughter. Do not marry two sisters simultaneously. Do not have sexual relations with a menstruating woman. Do not commit adultery with a married woman. Do not offer a child to Molech. Do not engage in homosexual relations between men. Do not engage in sexual relations with animals. So these are all of the laws concerning basically sexual immorality that God is forbidding. And he's laying all this stuff down in the wilderness, right? So that when he gives them the land that he promised them, that they do not defile it. Because all of these acts were being done already, which is setting the stage for God to righteously judge them, right? Because he's a just God, and remove them from their land. So this concludes Leviticus chapter 18. Stay tuned for chapter 19. God bless.